My name is Edmund Cooper, and I'm the Artistic Director of the Hot Springs Children's Dance Theater Company. The Hot Springs Children's Dance Theater Company is a nonprofit organization that we established 10 years ago to give local children the opportunity to study the fine art of ballet in our local environment. We've been here, this will be our 10th anniversary here in Hot Springs, and during this time we've had the very fortunate opportunity to have the funding of the National Endowment of the Arts and the Arkansas Arts Council to give these students locally an opportunity to study professional theater backstage during our productions. I know that a lot of people really enjoy ballet or theater itself in front of the curtain, but the experience backstage is majorly rewarding and a great career opportunity for many people that is very cherished. Some of these students were actually students of the ballet that later on are still performing but have chosen to experience backstage era, either sewing or building sets.
I was actually a dancer in the children's theater for about 9 years or so. I was running out of time to do it, so I decided to do stagehand and costume design.
This year, our instructors are Hannah Mills, who's been creating costumes for over 10, 15 years for different professional organizations in Arkansas, and William Henshaw, who is a professor at one of the local universities who has many years of experience around the country with different opera and ballet companies.
I'm William Henshaw, and I am doing a class in costume design for ballet costumes for the production of the Nutcracker. This is part of a grant that Aaron and Eddie got for doing a community workshop that would help make the costumes, and I'm trying to help these students learn a little bit about what it is to be a costume designer. And so I've got these children doing all of these jobs, and we're talking about the jobs and talking about the things as we go.
It has helped me understand more things that I could apply to my job. I do a lot of custom costumes, and taking the knowledge I had from the one workshop, I was able to build a couple more ambitious things because I'm like, I know how to do this. I did this with William.
I really like art. I love all sorts of creativity. I like to draw, I like to paint, I like to make costumes, I like to design stuff. So that's what my future holds, mainly.
My aunt and I took a class a few years back on how to make clothes, and it got me interested in making it. I really like sewing. I've been doing it for a couple of years, and I decided to try doing this so I could learn more about costumes.
There's a lot more factors that are involved in making costumes for theater, particularly ballet, than one would normally think about. And this class is to give local children the opportunity to experience that.
This helps the community by creating artists that come into their passion as a young child. And if we can do programs like this and we can support programs like this, they can come in and say, I learned to sew, but I really wanted to get into costumes, or I didn't know about things like costumes, that was a career, and they can go on and become career costumers. They can do design, they can come volunteer and know a little bit more about the arts as the programs need and call for volunteers, because every arts program I have ever been involved with, from Santa Fe Opera to Oklahoma Shakespeare Festival, is always asking for volunteers to come help and do things. And if the student, a child, can get started with this as a young person and get a little bit of knowledge, then they can build on that and get a bigger, better community.
It helps you with working with a team of people, and also following orders and doing the basics of sewing and cutting and measuring and working with patterns and fabrics.
This kind of helps my perspective in either sewing and costume designing overall, because I've been pretty interested in that for quite a bit.
It is a very fun experience to do all this learning with friends or family, or, well, with anyone really.
I've learned how to cut things out better, and I wasn't very good at it before, and I think I've improved in that a lot.
If you want an experience in working in a semi-professional sewing environment or costume workshop, this would be sort of where you would go.
We'd like to thank the National Endowment of the Arts and the Arkansas Arts Council for their support in making this available, and we look forward to many, many more years of giving children locally the opportunity to study the arts.